A few years back, a Toyota Avalon rolled into my bay with just over 38,000 miles on the clock. One owner. Dealer service, no warning lights, no overheating history, but the engine had developed a faint knock that shouldn't exist in a Toyota that young. When we dropped the oil pan, the answer was sitting right there at the bottom like wet chalk. White clumps. Sludge that didn't belong in any modern engine, especially not a Toyota. The owner had been adding an oil additive he bought online. Promised metal bonding protection and lifetime engine lubrication. He thought he was being proactive. Instead, that bottle quietly starved the top end of oil. 2 weeks later, the head gasket let go. Repair estimate? Just under $6,800. On a car that should have gone 300,000 miles without drama. That's the problem with engine oil additives. The worst ones don't fail loudly. They fail slowly. They don't grenade your engine right away. They choke it, coat it, or chemically attack it until the damage shows up long after the receipt is gone. If you drive a Toyota, this matters more than you think. Toyota engines are built tight. Small oil passages. Precise oil pressure targets. Conservative tolerances designed for longevity, not gimmicks. When you dump junk into that system, the engine doesn't adapt. It suffers quietly. Before we go any further, if you plan on keeping your Toyota long-term, tap like and subscribe. And drop a comment with your year, model, and mileage. I see every comment, and those mileage numbers tell a story most service departments never want discussed out loud. Let's start with one of the most dangerous additives ever sold, and it's still hiding under new labels today. PTFE/Teflon-based oil additives. If there's one category that has done more damage to Toyota engines than almost anything else in a bottle, it's PTFE, Teflon. The same material used to keep eggs from sticking to a frying pan. Here's the sales pitch. Reduced friction, smoother operation, longer engine life. Sounds harmless, sounds smart. But here's the reality Toyota engineers understand and additive marketers don't say out loud. PTFE does not dissolve in oil. It never has. It never will. Inside a Toyota engine, oil doesn't just sit there. It's forced through narrow galleries, VVT oil control valves, cam journals, and hydraulic lifters at high pressure. When PTFE enters that system, it doesn't magically bond to metal. It clumps. It settles. It collects in filters and passages that were never designed to handle solids. I've pulled valve covers on Camrys and Highlanders where the oil looked fine on the dipstick, but the top end was starving. Lifters ticking. VVT actuators sluggish. Oil pressure borderline. When we cut open the filter, it was packed with chalky residue. That's PTFE doing exactly what physics says it will do. And here's the part that should end the debate. Even DuPont, the original manufacturer of Teflon, publicly warned companies decades ago not to use PTFE in engine oil. That warning didn't stop the marketing, it just changed the labels. Modern Toyotas rely heavily on precise oil flow for timing control and longevity. Starve those systems, and you're not looking at a noise complaint. You're looking at cam phaser failures, timing errors, and in some cases, spun bearings. I've seen repair bills climb past $4,000 because someone wanted extra protection from a bottle. And it gets worse. Chlorinated paraffin additives. These are often marketed as extreme pressure protection or heavy load oil treatments. They sound industrial. They sound serious. They're also one of the fastest ways to chemically damage an engine from the inside out. Under heat, chlorinated paraffins break down into hydrochloric acid. Not metaphorically. Literally. Acid. Inside your crankcase. I had a Toyota Tundra owner bring in his truck after 2 oil changes with one of these additives. Oil looked dark, smelled burnt. Bearings showed pitting that didn't match the mileage. That wasn't wear, that was corrosion. Acid attacking metal surfaces that oil is supposed to protect. Toyota explicitly designs oil chemistry to balance protection, emission systems, and long-term durability. When you introduce additives that chemically alter that balance, the engine pays the price. And catalytic converters pay it even faster. Once chlorinated compounds burn off, they poison O2 sensors and cats. A failed converter on a Toyota can easily run $1,500 to $2,500 installed. All for a bottle that promised extra protection. Then there's one that trips up even well-meaning owners. Zinc overload additives in modern Toyotas. ZDP had its place. Flat tappet cams. Older engines. Different era. Different metallurgy. But modern Toyota engines already come paired with oil formulations engineered for roller cams, tight tolerances, and emission systems that don't tolerate excess metals. Dumping in extra zinc doesn't boost protection. It accelerates catalytic converter failure and coats oxygen sensors. I've seen owners add zinc boosters to a perfectly healthy Corolla only to come back weeks later with a check engine light and failing emissions components. One bottle turned into a $1,200 lesson. More additive does not mean more longevity. Toyota already did the math for you. Then we get to one of the quiet killers: solvent heavy oil flush additives. If it smells like kerosene or paint thinner, it doesn't belong in your crankcase. Period. These flushes thin oil dramatically. They strip away the protective film bearings rely on. In older Toyota engines with any wear at all, that loss of viscosity can cause instant damage. I've heard engines knock within minutes of a solvent flush, right before the owner drained it thinking everything was fine. Toyota engines survive because oil maintains pressure and film strength. Strip that away even temporarily, and metal meets metal. And here's the hardest truth: sludge doesn't kill engines nearly as fast as panic does. People pour chemicals into engines trying to fix problems that routine oil changes would have prevented. And Toyota engines, more than most, punish shortcuts. We're not even halfway through the additives that cause real damage yet. Some clog, some swell seals, some promise miracles with zero chemistry behind them. By the time most Toyota owners realize an oil additive caused damage, the engine is already telling on itself. Not with smoke or a blown gasket right away, but with subtle changes. Cold start rattle that wasn't there before. Vieft hesitation. Oil pressure that takes a second longer to build. These engines don't scream when something's wrong. They whisper. And the additives we're about to talk about are masters at creating those quiet, expensive problems. Let's talk about graphite-based oil additives. Graphite sounds harmless. Soft. Slippery. The pitch is always the same. Solid lubrication. Emergency protection. Coats metal surfaces. What they don't say is that graphite is still a solid. And solids don't belong circulating through a modern Toyota oiling system. I tore down a RAV4 engine that had been running a graphite additive for less than a year. Oil pan looked like someone poured black paste into it. Pickup screen partially blocked. Vivet oil control valves sticky and slow. The owner thought the additive was working because the engine sounded quieter at first. What actually happened was the graphite settled out and started restricting flow. Toyota engines rely heavily on oil pressure for valve timing and cam control. Starve that system even a little, and drivability goes downhill fast. Once graphite cakes up, it doesn't flush out cleanly. It holds heat, it traps contaminants, and it turns oil into abrasive sludge over time. That's not protection, that's slow suffocation. Next is one that sells hope to desperate owners: engine restorer additives. Anything that claims to restore compression, reseal rings, or fix wear without tools should immediately raise a red flag. These products usually fall into two categories: thick oil with fillers or oil loaded with soft metals like copper or tin. What do they actually do? They temporarily thicken the oil and fill gaps just enough to mask symptoms. Reduce noise, less blow-by, sometimes less smoke. But none of that means the engine is healthier. It means the oil is now carrying junk that can clog filters and restrict passages. I had a high-mileage Toyota Sienna owner add one of these before a road trip. Engine felt smoother for about 200 miles. Then oil pressure dropped. Filter collapsed internally from restricted flow. Top end starved. The van didn't make it home. That fix in a bottle turned into an engine replacement that costs $5,400. Toyota engines don't need magic. They need clean oil and consistent flow. Anything that interferes with that is gambling with expensive odds. Then there's the most questionable category of all: oil conditioners with undisclosed ingredients. These are the bottles with vague language. Conditions, seals. Enhances lubrication. Improves engine performance. No technical data. No AP certification. No clear ingredient list. If a manufacturer won't tell you what's in the bottle, there's a reason. Most of these products rely on thickeners that alter oil viscosity outside of what Toyota designed the engine for. That can throw off oil pressure readings, delay cold start lubrication, and interfere with variable valve timing systems. I've seen Camrys come in with erratic oil pressure after using one of these conditioners. Oil tested fine initially, but after a few hundred miles, it thickened to the point where flow suffered. Toyota engineers spend millions tuning oil specs for each engine family. One mystery additive can undo all of that. Now let's talk about one that's actually legitimate until people misuse it. Molybdenum disulfide additives used incorrectly. Moly has a place in engine oil. Toyota oils already contain carefully balanced amounts of moly for friction reduction. The problem starts when owners decide more must be better. Excess moly doesn't stay suspended forever. Too much of it settles, cakes, and loads the filter prematurely. I watched a customer dump 2 bottles of a generic moly additive into a Toyota Avalon because a forum told him it would bulletproof the engine. Within 500 miles, oil pressure dropped at idle. Filter was plugged with black paste. That wasn't wear. That was additive abuse. Toyota engines are tolerant, but they're not forgiving when oil flow is compromised. And then there's one of the biggest scams still floating around. Magnetic oil additives. If you've ever seen a bottle claiming to magnetize oil molecules or align lubrication fields, you're looking at pure nonsense. Oil isn't magnetic. Engine parts don't attract magically charged molecules. That's not engineering. That's marketing fiction. These products usually contain thick base oil and mystery particles meant to sound high-tech. I've cut open filters after these were used. Metallic residue. Flow restriction. Zero measurable benefit. If the explanation sounds like science fiction, it belongs in the trash. Now we get to one that causes real damage under the guise of being helpful. Stop leak oil additives. These work by swelling seals. That's it. They soften rubber so leaks temporarily slow down. But rubber wasn't meant to stay swollen. Over time, it degrades, cracks, or turns brittle. Worse, the chemicals don't just target one seal, they circulate through the entire oil system. I've seen rear main seals go from a light seep to a full failure after stop leak use. I've seen lifters gum up. I've seen oil pressure drop because filters loaded up with swollen residue. If your Toyota is leaking oil, it's telling you something mechanical needs attention. No bottle is going to fix that without creating another problem. And finally, the most modern-sounding scam of all. Fake nanotechnology oil additives. Buzzwords everywhere. Nanoceramic. Metal bonding. Molecular repair. Most of these products have zero independent testing, no API approvals, no OHM backing. I had a turbocharged Toyota owner try one of these after seeing ads online. 2 weeks later, turbo seals failed. Oil filter was clogged with metallic sludge. That wasn't wear. That was junk circulating where oil should flow freely. Real nanotechnology exists, but it's expensive, tightly controlled, and used sparingly. You don't get it from a mystery bottle promising miracles for $19.99. By this point, the pattern should be clear. The additives that cause the most damage all share the same traits. Solids that don't dissolve. Chemicals that alter oil behavior. Marketing that promises more than physics allows. Toyota engines last because they operate within balance. When that balance is disturbed, longevity disappears quietly. And here's the part service counters rarely say out loud. Most oil-related failures blamed on bad engines trace back to oil contamination or flow restriction. Not design flaws. Not bad luck. Bottles. Now here's where things flip, because not every oil additive is junk. Toyota engines are conservative, precise, and engineered around long service life. That means anything you add has to work with the oil, not fight it, not thicken it into syrup, not dump solids into passages that were designed to flow clean for 300,000 miles. The difference between an additive that destroys engines and one that actually helps comes down to 3 things: chemistry, balance, and restraint. So let's talk about the few oil additives that actually earn their place in a Toyota when used correctly. And before we get into these, tap like if you've ever stood in an auto parts aisle staring at bottles, wondering which ones were legit and which ones were snake oil. Drop a comment with your Toyota model and mileage too. Other owners read those comments, and it helps separate hype from real-world experience. Let's start with one that's often misunderstood but proven when used properly. Liqui Moly Mousse Anti-Friction Treatment. This one gets my approval because it's engineered, not improvised. Liqui Moly's mousse isn't powdered junk floating around your crankcase. It's ultra-fine, stays suspended, and is designed to bond under pressure without clogging oil passages. I've used this in high-mileage Toyotas, Camrys, Tacomas, older 4Runners, engines that still have life left but show signs of wear. Cold starts get quieter, idle smooths out, oil temps stabilize on long drives. The key is dosage. 1 bottle, not 2, not every oil change. And never stacked with other additives. Used sparingly, this supports Toyota's oil chemistry instead of overpowering it. This is preventive protection, not a miracle cure. Next is one that service shops quietly trust. BG MOA Engine Oil Supplement. This isn't flashy, no bold promises, no fix-wear instantly nonsense. BG MOA works by protecting oil itself. It slows oxidation, keeps detergents working longer, and helps oil maintain its viscosity under heat. That matters for Toyota engines that see a lot of stop-and-go driving, towing, or extended intervals. I've seen oil analysis reports where MOA kept oil stable far longer than untreated oil. Less breakdown, less varnish, cleaner internals. It's safe for modern Toyotas. It doesn't overload zinc, it doesn't swell seals, it doesn't thicken oil into glue. That's why so many professional shops use it quietly, because it reduces comebacks. If you're stretching oil changes or driving hard in hot climates, this one makes sense. Now let's talk about the most controversial one on the list. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. Used wrong, this can cause problems. Used right, it can absolutely help specific Toyota engines. This is not for new Toyotas, not for tight tolerance engines, not for anything under warranty. Where it shines is high-mileage Toyotas with worn bearings, lower idle oil pressure, or noisy top ends. Older Tundras. Work Tacomas. High-mileage Avalons. Engines that are mechanically worn but still structurally sound. A small amount can raise oil pressure slightly in quiet noise. But here's the rule. Never replace more than a quart of oil with it, and never use it every change. Overuse kills flow. That's where people mess up. This isn't an upgrade. It's a tool, and tools only work when used properly. Now for the one that actually lives up to its high-tech reputation. Tribotex Engine Oil Additive. This is the only nano-based additive I'll even mention. Why? Because it's backed by real testing, including research connected to NASA and the Department of Energy. Tribotex uses engineered ceramic nanoparticles that bond to metal surfaces under heat and pressure. Not floating junk, not sludge. Actual surface treatment. I've seen it quiet lifter noise in Toyotas with early VVT wear. I've seen oil temps drop slightly in engines that ran hot. No miracles, but measurable improvements. It's expensive, and it's not for engines that are already failing. But for Toyotas showing early wear signs, it can extend life without disrupting oil flow. That's the difference between real engineering and marketing fantasy. Now here's one most people don't expect. Doing nothing. And just using the right oil. This sounds boring, but it's the most important truth in this whole video. Toyota engines last because their oil specs are right. The right viscosity. The right detergents. The right additive package already blended in. High-quality oil changed on time beats every bottle on the shelf. Most engines that fail after additives didn't fail because they needed more. They failed because something interfered with oil flow, pressure, or chemistry. If you're running quality oil, a quality filter, and changing it regularly, you're already doing more than 90% of owners. And if you're wondering whether additives even make sense for your Toyota, here's the simple rule. New Toyota? Under 100,000 miles? Skip additives. Well-maintained high-mileage Toyota? One proven additive used sparingly can help. Engine with mechanical damage? No bottle will save it. That's the line no product label wants you to see. If this breakdown saved you from pouring something sketchy into your engine, hit subscribe. This channel is about keeping Toyotas alive past the mileage most people give up on. And comment below, have you ever used an oil additive that actually helped, or one that made things worse? Those stories help other owners avoid expensive mistakes.